Hi, welcome back to Pronunciation with Emma. Today we're going to be talking about connected speech. This video will be part 1 and I will be talking about vowel vowel connected speech. Part 2 will be coming out in the future, next week, I hope, and I'll be talking about consonant vowel linking and consonant consonant linking. If you're already in the future and some weeks have passed, then part 2 will be linked in the description below. If you'd also like to know more about vowel vowel linking in more detail and see loads more examples, then I do have a video that explains it a lot more than I'm going to explain it in this one down below in the description. Go and check that out as well. So before we get started with this analysis, I just want to explain what's going to happen. So I'm going to talk about the rules very briefly as a little recap, then I'm going to go straight in with the analysis. The text itself will be the same in video 1 and video 2, so parts 1 and 2, just for consistency, then you can see how we can analyze the same text from different perspectives, let's call it. Okay, so let's go over the rules very quickly, just so it's a little recap. As I said, if you're new to vowel vowel linking, there is more information in the video in the description for you. So that first rule I want to mention is the linking with y. So basically, when we get a word that ends in what I like to call a smiley vowel, and the next word starts with any other vowel sound, we link them together with a y. So, for example, the apple, the apple, the apple, the apple. I insert a y sound in there to link them together. The second rule is with w. This time, instead of having a smiley vowel, we're going to have a rounded vowel, such as oo, ow. So my mouth is in this kind of ooh rounded shape. If a word ends with a rounded vowel and the next word starts with any other vowel sound, doesn't matter what, we're going to link it with a w. For example, two apples, two apples, two apples, two apples. We link it with a w in the middle. The third and final rule is when we link with a r. So if a word ends with what I like to call the in-between vowels and starts with any other vowel sound, then we link with a r. What do I mean by an in-between vowel, Emma? I basically mean that your mouth is a lot more relaxed. It's not smiley like e, and it's not rounded like ooh. It's a little bit more relaxed. They're kind of in between, let's say. So these tend to be diphthongs with schwas or schwa itself, such as ear, air, ua, or it tends to be ones like or, ah. So you see what I mean? My mouth is not e and my mouth is not oo. It's a little bit more relaxed. So for example, car alarm, car, ah, car alarm, car alarm. So here, if I say these words in isolation, that r becomes silent, but if I join them together, we link them together with a r. So, car alarm. I do have a lot more information about this kind of linking in other videos, such as my r video. I talk about, I forgot what they're called. Linking R and intrusive R, that's it. I talk about linking R and intrusive R and the difference between these two, how we use them in sentences and connected speech. So if you're interested in that, I've got more details about that in another video. I will link that in the description too. So now that we've done that recap of the 3 rules when it comes to vowel vowel linking, let's have a look at the text itself. So as I said, part 1 of the video and part 2 of the video will include the same text, but in the first one I'm just going to talk about vowel vowel linking. Part 2 we'll be talking about other types of linking. Those are consonant consonant linking and consonant vowel linking. So the way that I'm going to do this analysis is sentence by sentence, right? So let's focus on the first sentence. Let's make a cake. Let's make a cake. Well, here we have no vowel vowel linking, right? So let's move on to the next sentence. We need 2 eggs. 2 eggs. So here we need to make sure that we're linking with a w, because we have 2 oo rounded sound. 2, that's terrible, ooh, but anyway, 2 eggs. 2 eggs. We need 2 eggs. Or maybe 3 eggs. 3 eggs for this recipe. We need 2 eggs or maybe 3 eggs for this recipe. So you can hear how those two link. We've got 3, which ends with an E. Smiley vowel, E. Next one here, let me make that dot clearer. Never mind. You understand what I mean. Now, we need some flour and sugar. We need some flour and sugar. Flour and sugar. Here we're going to link these two with a r. We need some flour and sugar. Flour ends in a schwa. Okay? Depends on the accent. Some accents do pronounce the r. Here I'm focusing on RP, modern RP, where the R isn't pronounced, it's silent. But here, because we've got a vowel coming after, we're going to join them together with a r. Flour and sugar. Okay, let's lay out. Lay out. Here we've got a diphthong, A. Let's lay out all the ingredients. The ingredients. So here we've got an E and then we've got a Y linking it together. So in this little sentence here, okay, let's lay out all the ingredients. So we can see everything. Same sound as the, see everything. Okay, let's lay out all the ingredients so we can see everything. Oh, I almost forgot. We need to add, actually let me move that down there, that kind of bugs me that it's down, that it's up there, to add. So here, that's meant to be a U, an oo sound. So here we've got to add. We need to add some butter. We need to add some butter. Right, we're ready to start. Here we've got no vowel vowel connection. First, we need to put the butter and sugar. Butter and sugar. Here we're going to link butter and butterin. Butter and sugar. So here we're going to link it with a r. The same with flourin, butterin, butterin. First, we need to put the butter and sugar in the bowl. So, next sentence. Then we add the eggs. The eggs. Here we have, whoops, we don't have a line. We have the eggs. Then we add the eggs. Then we add the eggs. After it's. So after ends with a schwa. After it's all mixed together. We put the flour in. After it's all mixed together, we put the flour in. Mix it all before adding. So before, we have this O vowel. Before adding the mixture to a baking tin. Mix it all before adding the mixture to a baking tin. Put it in the oven. The oven. That's meant to be an E. The oven. For around. So here, I'm using the weak form of for. I'm not saying for around, but for. Even if we use the strong form or, it would still link with a r, okay, because it's one of those in-between vowels that I mentioned. So here, we're just going to use the weak form with a schwa, for around. Going to link with a r. 30 to 40 minutes until golden brown. Insert a skewer. So a skewer is kind of like a wooden stick that you use for barbecues and things like that. So insert a skewer into. Skewer ends with a schwa here, the sound. Skewer into. It's going to link with a r. Insert a skewer into the cake to check it's cooked. When it's ready, let it cool for a bit. Exactly the same situation we have up here with for around, for a bit. The same thing happens. So let it cool for a bit. 5 minutes should be enough. Be enough. We're going to link it with another ya. Be enough. When it's ready, let it cool for a bit. 5 minutes should be enough. Now it's time to eat. So now, ow is a diphthong. Now it's with a w. Time to eat with a w. Now it's time to eat. Now it's time to eat. So let's read this all together, just in case I've missed any. If I have missed any, do let me know in the comments. It's not a serious problem or anything like that, but it's always good to know if I do miss any. I'll read it all the way through. So, let's make a cake. We need 2 eggs, or maybe 3 eggs for this recipe. We need 2 eggs, or maybe 3 eggs for this recipe. Now we need some flour and sugar. Now we need some flour and sugar. One question I get asked a lot is about this connection with w. Okay, I'm going to talk about that in another lesson. I'm not going to talk about it here. But w is not considered a vowel sound according to the IPA chart, the British phonemic chart. Here, now does end with a vowel. It ends with a diphthong actually. But we, w, in we, is not considered a vowel. So I'm just mentioning that because a lot of my private students mention that and they think, oh, there's a connection there. It's something I want to talk about in another lesson, but here technically it's not vowel-vowel linking. Technically it's vowel consonant linking that we're doing here, right? So something else. So that's just that. I wanted to clarify that before I have people asking me in the comments. So now we need some flour and sugar. Okay, let's lay out all the ingredients so we can see everything. Okay, let's lay out all the ingredients so we can see everything. Oh, I almost forgot. We need to add some butter. We need to add some butter. Right, we're ready to start. First, we need to put the butter and sugar in the bowl. First, we need to put the butter and sugar in the bowl. Here, actually I missed one. Sugar in. It's another schwa. That's why we went through, we needed to check. First, we need to put the butter and sugar in the bowl. First, we need to put the butter and sugar in the bowl. Mix them together. Then we add the eggs. After it's all mixed together, we put the flour in. After it's all mixed together, we put the flour in. Mix it all before adding the mixture to a baking tin. Mix it all before adding the mixture to a baking tin. Put it in the oven for around 30 to 40 minutes until golden brown. Put it in the oven for around 30 to 40 minutes until golden brown. Insert a skewer into the keg to check it's cooked. Insert a skewer into the cake to check it's cooked. When it's ready, let it cool for a bit. When it's ready, let it cool for a bit. 5 minutes should be enough. 5 minutes should be enough. Now it's time to eat. Now it's time to eat. And that's that. And that's it for this analysis. I hope you enjoyed it and you've learned something new. If you have, press that like button down below. If you are new as well and you haven't subscribed yet and you'd like to be updated when part 2 is out, then do click the subscribe button to receive a notification. Make sure you also press the bell icon and then you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. I hope you have a fantastic week and I will see you next lesson. Bye bye.